So, und das war eine Frauensauna. Und dann saßen wir da alle, und das war so ein riesengroßer Wellnesspark. Und da war so ein Teil, so ein Saal, wo dann halt die Frauen da um diesen Aufguss, die Aufgussstelle so im Kreis rumsaßen. Und den Aufguss machte aber ein Typ, ne?
Wieder typisch, ne?
Ja, ne?
Weil die Frauen das nicht können.
Nee, ja, ich meine, wenn es dann eine Frau.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. How's that for punctuality?
Ja.
Whoa, loads of people online, 51 people. Denise, I see you first. Then comes Craig and Helen. Bob, Claire, Roger, Raimundo, Bob again. Mark, Robert Murphy, Jill, Carl King, Sharon, Bob, Richard Cranium, Claire, Bob. Okay, you're all here from Nippy in Cheshire. Well, it's boiling here. It is so boiling. I mean, I'm not saying that to put you up, but we've had a Kalima since Saturday.
Oh yeah.
And it's been in the 30s.
Way too hot.
Mid-30s, way too hot. In fact, I haven't shaved today, and I'm gonna have to shower after this. I'm gonna have to shower after this. I hope you can hear me. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Hi Tim, ladies. Hope you love the weather, Liverpool today. Okay. And could you say something, girls?
Hello, everyone.
Right. Let me just get the
Nice
girls
to
on.
Welcome you to Banter.
Here's the girls. Give us a wave.
Hi, everyone.
Okay. So I'll move the microphone a little bit further that way. Okay, we got balcony banter today. Welcome everybody. I'm all doom and gloom in the UK, says Simon. From cold, rainy London for Nancy Souza. Is that punctuality? Very good punctuality. I like that. Hi all, nice view. Yep, I thought I'd give you a little bit of view of the pool today. What I've done, I've set this up a little bit different. I've found an old lens that went on my old iPhone that fits on the iPad. So this lens here is actually on the iPad, and it's a wide angle lens. So it'll get both the young ladies in, even though we're quite close to each other now. And then I'm on the iPhone up here, and it's on top of a red case that I use for magic. And so it's a little bit higher, everything's a little bit higher. So you don't see me double chin there, you don't see me double chin. So what we got for you today, we got a short one today. Juliana's mum's not with us today, she's down by the beach, so we're going to do a short balcony banter, maybe, I don't know, half an hour, 3/4 of an hour. We're definitely not going to go over the hour today. And I'm on my alcohol free today, I'm not having a wine today. In fact, since the last time we met, I haven't had a drink. So I've been sober since 10/10/2020. 10/10/2020.
Give him a bigger blouse.
And I'm not doing it because I'm a drunk. I'm doing it because, well, I'm a drunk. No, I'm not doing it because I'm a drunk. I'm doing it because I'm really too heavy. We mentioned the other day I was like 17 stone, and I looked, I was nearly 18 stone. And this, I mean, I've got to be like 10 foot to carry that weight. So I thought giving up alcohol for a while will do it, because alcohol makes you eat more as well. and I'm only having one bun for breakfast. And in dinner, I don't cook for 4 anymore, do I? So that's pretty cool. What else we got today? Yeah, we came. Well, last week in Balcony Banter, we did say that we were going to do what was it? Possession, and it was going to be, well, we'll maybe do possession for Halloween. But then I came up with. Well, fake news was in the fake news, right? And I don't want to be political, but fake news is a new word for something that's always happened, really. So what I thought was we'd discuss fake news and what it used to be called, and how people are now believing it. Whereas there it was like satire, or something like these magazines you can get by the checkout in America. What were they called? I can't remember. But we knew that when you bought these rags, that the stuff inside of it was totally fake. And now it seems like it's not fake anymore. It's everything's fake news, so you don't know what is. And then the other thing is fake news to yourself. Lying to yourself, or little white lies to your family, or big massive lies to your family, or whatever. So we thought we'd discuss that. And I've got a COVID update for you, and I've got an update of how you're supposed to react in a bar or restaurant, because they published that today as well. I did take a picture of it. I might have it here. Let me just check. Photo library. Do I have it? Oh. No, I don't have it here. What a shame. Oh yes, I do. There it is. So I'll load this in. You won't be able to see it just yet. I'm just loading it in so that we can have a look. You probably won't be able to see it anyway, but we'll have a look in a minute. I won't be able to read it anyway. So, ladles and jelly spoons. First of all, let's do some COVID stuff. So let's solo me. Oh, solo mio. You see I haven't shaved now. And let's have a quick look, see who's on. Hi Tim, how tall are you? Yeah, 10 foot. I'm actually 5 foot, I don't know, 5'8" maybe? Or 100 and, how many centimetres am I? I have no idea.
Centimetres makes me very small.
Western Super Mayor, David Longdon, Gary Hughes is here. Hi Gary. Oh yes it is. I hope we're all well. Out of sync. Oh, is it out of sync? Is it true that in Germany when you move house you take the lights and kitchen with you? Heard it on the TV programme yesterday. Yeah, basically you move into an empty flat and you move out of an empty flat. Yeah, you got to paint the walls white and take everything with you, so it's empty when you go in. The only things in is the toilet, isn't it? The bathroom you don't take, but you take everything else. If you're a nice person, you leave them a light bulb.
Some have a kitchen, but
most of them don't. No.
Yeah.
I mean, it might have changed now because I haven't lived there for over 6 years now. But I remember when we moved into our flat in Donauweg, that was brand new, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And when we moved out, we sold the kitchen to the people coming. So that happens as well. So it's not don't expect a kitchen to be in the flat when you move in. That's rented property as well. Bought property, it's typically you just rip everything out or leave everything in, depending on what your contract is. Okay, sync okay here. Okay, so it looks like some of the things my mouth's out of synchronization, and some are okay. So we'll just carry on. COVID. Let me do this one. B. COVID number 1. Okay, so this is. I better turn that monitoring off, or I'll hear myself. Where are we? Monitoring off. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, good news is it's reduced. So the number of things is reduced. We're down to 6,587 on the islands. The bad news is that Tenerife's gone up slightly, but in the north. So we'll look at that in a minute. So basically what we're seeing here is a slight drop in the number of cases per day. And if we go to the last couple of months there, how am I going to do this now? I'll put this in solo. So you can see that the second wave, this is August, September and the beginning of October, you can see that we're coming down and down. It's less deadly than the first wave, but unfortunately we did have a few deaths in the past few days in the Canary Islands, so that's a shame. This is Tenerife only, and as you can see we've got 2,819, and I think it was 2006 or 2007 last time, so that's gone up slightly. But if we look at the which I didn't bring in, I shall bring it in right now. Photo library, this one. This is Tenerife. You can see that it's still on the rise, mostly at the weekends. I think it's going high, but we have had a drop off in the last couple of days. But yeah, the days before it was up, and again here in Tenerife we've had deaths yesterday, so that's not good at all. If we look at the municipalities, you'll see that as always Santa Cruz is top, with La Laguna coming next, and now we've got Grenadilla de Abona, which is in the 80s, Tacoronte, which is also in the north. Then the first southern state is the Arona with 78, and Adeje, which is us, with 66, which is actually lower than it was on Monday. So that's good news. Followed by Puerto de la Cruz, etc., etc., Los Realejos, and a place I'd never heard of, which was it called? Yeah. Yep. Okay, so that was that's the COVID update for you. I'll see if you got any questions on that. What's in the pool today? Yep. Not a low energy light bulb though. Hi Tim, family, get yourself a treadmill. Did you get a blog? Actually, I'm not going to do a treadmill. I'm just going to start walking. So it's like all the world's a treadmill, put it that way. Right, my family, started watching your story from the beginning today. Retired here, being a husband and career is such hard work. Recommended everyone to watch the story of MS from the beginning. Tree surgeon. Thank you very much. Yeah, we've done quite a few films. The ones that we did right at the beginning were more to do with MS and living with MS and stuff. And we sort of migrated to what we're doing now. But I am going to go back and do some more of the film, the more cinematic ones. The only thing is we were doing, if you go to one of the playlists, there's a playlist called the Maritime Walkway, and that's we walked all the way from one end of the Maritime Walkway in Los Cristianos all the way through to La Caleta, and even did one in El Puertito and Playa Paraíso. So they are about 7 or 8 of them, and you can follow along there, sort of with nice music and stuff. More cinematic. Everything's fine. Viewers on turn YouTube off and back on, and then it should be in sync. Okay, and they're still not in sync, it looks like. Where am I here now? Okay, it's looking quite good. Let's have a look at the weather. Plenty of weather in the next few days. Looks like Saturday and Sunday was going to be rainy, but now they're just saying cloud on Saturday, and then it's going to be cloudy Tuesday, Wednesday. But the temperatures there are quite high, so 28, 27, but it is going to cool off apparently the weekend down to 22 and 19 in the night, which will be the first time that it's come below 20. Wow. I think. So, back to me. Let's see where we are with the people. Peter Warden says hi. All is fine. Okay, I'm not sure. This is 1806, and we're 18, so only 2 minutes behind on the things. We've got 137 people watching, and today we're going to go over to Balcony Banter, people. And you're on, ladies. You're on. So, as the moderator, I'm just going to say Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies.
How do you feel about that?
How do you feel about that?
How do you feel about lies
Um,
if Tim tells you lies?
Tim never lies.
He never lies.
He lies sometimes, but after half an hour he tells me the truth.
And why do you think is that?
Because it's his conscience.
It's his conscience. So you think that it has to do something that he would feel so not good, or you could tell that he lied to you if he would
Yeah, I
tell.
don't really know.
He gives it away too quickly.
Yeah,
Okay. And how about you? Are you better liar?
no, I never lie, me.
You never lie.
No,
And
I don't talk a lot anyway.
well, that's why you don't
Yeah.
tell the lies.
So if I lie,
Yeah.
I would have to talk more, and I don't bother.
Oh, okay. Okay. So how is he figuring out if you lied then?
You got to assume I'm listening first.
Oh.
Okay.
She only talks to me when she wants something.
Okay.
No, that's not true.
That was my lie.
Yeah,
That was my lie.
that was a lie.
Yeah. You do.
I talk to him a lot, but she doesn't pay attention, so
Okay.
okay.
But would you say it could be like a reflection of, of your personalities, that you are not lying, or that you don't like that kind of lying, that makes your personality and also is a reflection in the way you are?
Yeah.
To me, I think it's important that you've got trust in the relationship. So
Uh-huh.
therefore, lying is counterproductive.
Yeah.
My father taught me that I shouldn't lie, and I told the truth for a long time. I told the truth for a long time, and then he came up to me and he said, "Tim, when I told you don't lie, I meant don't lie to family, because I was too honest in the workplace and too honest outside the house. So it's not that I lie outside, but you don't have to tell everybody everything."
Yeah.
And but I've always been like that. I've always been very open, and also to lie, you need a very good memory,
That's it.
and I am
Yeah.
terrible at remembering stuff.
That's it. That's very
That's
true.
it, yeah.
Yeah, and but like if we talk about like fake news, would you say that it can be like a reflection of how people are inside? I mean, we are all making up that kind of society, and we are the ones feeding to fake news or not. So I mean, we are responsible for it. There is no one that we can point really the finger on. We are part of the whole spider web, if we want to call it that.
Yeah, if
You
we
know?
go, I mean, fake news. It used to be propaganda. It used to be the name for it, right? So
Yeah.
they would just say something, and it would be totally untrue, or it would be coloured in the way that the person who was telling it wanted it to be. And so we used to call it propaganda, and we all knew that propaganda was something that was terrible and used by fascist regimes across the world, right? And also communist regimes, so I mean extremist regimes. So at the moment, if you call it fake news, it has that sort of cozy feeling for it, when actually it's propaganda. And in the family, you can have propaganda as well. You can have mir san wir, say the Bavarians. We're us, and you have this sort of fake view of yourself, of how good you are, or how strong you are,
Yeah.
or how weak you are.
Yeah.
And when you project that, then other people only see what you project. So people watching this channel will see that Christina and I love each other very much, and we have a perfect life in a great island. You should have seen me this morning.
Yeah,
How many times did I say the F word?
6 times.
She counts them, you see, and I said to her, I looked her in the eye and I says, "That's how many times you annoyed me."
But that's good. I mean, you're true to yourself. You know, you're not hiding it.
No, we're not.
And that's good, because I mean, you can only be starting with your own self.
Yeah,
Like you said last week, work on your own self and on your own improvement, and don't expect it from someone else. So I mean, if I work on myself and don't spread stuff that is maybe not true, or I can always do my research on news that I see, and read about it. Maybe the total opposite, like something is said, and there's a statement there. Instead of spreading it, reading maybe the total opposite of it, and do my research there. And I personally believe, but that's more coming from a holistic point of view. It's like do the own research on yourself, and dig deeper. Why do I actually believe this, or why do I feed so much energy into this belief? And why does it is it so important for me to spread this? Then working back on my own beliefs, where do they actually come from? Like you said, Tim, mir sein mir.
Mir sind wir.
Yeah, we are we. We are we. We are who we are.
We are us.
Yeah, we are us.
We are us, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's difficult for people that go mir to fit in this new world where people from outside come in all the time, and
Mhm.
I think they're gonna change eventually,
Yeah.
because life's gonna change as well.
Yeah, it's always changing.
Yeah,
And it's question whether you can adapt to it, or not.
Adaptation. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. How do you adapt to the fake news? I think what you have to do, just my view, is you have to take your news from multiple sources and make up your own mind. So that's why speaking a second language is an advantage, because you can get the nuances of how other people see the situation. And I know my sister shouts at me because I look at the UK from the outside now, and I get a lot of information from other areas and how people see the UK. And she thinks that I'm being unpatriotic sometimes. I think not that she's patriotic, but she says, you know, it's not that bad. You haven't lived here since 1977, so in England. I've lived in Wales up until '89. But it's true, I've not lived there, so I can't comment. But I also read what's going on, and I just can't believe it sometimes. I just can't believe it.
But it's great, like what you say. It is true. It's an advantage to see things maybe more from a bird's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and not so much like if we are directly in the focus, in the center of the problem. And we don't really see any solution. But if we make the effort to go on into bird's perspective and regard every angle, and there comes empathy and making the effort to actually put yourself in the other one's shoes. And why does he say that? Or isn't he maybe also a little bit right? There's no extreme is is always, going in the wrong direction.
Well, I'm not always right, but I'm never wrong. Now, I think you can look at that in two ways. I'm not always right, so I don't always make the right decision.
Yeah.
I'm not always on the right side of an argument. I'm not always right, but I feel like I'm never wrong. You know, which means that any decision is a good decision, and it's indecision that is the problem sometimes.
Yeah.
But the decision, like, take social media for instance. I got friends. I got Facebook friends. I've got friends here on YouTube, and they all have a different view of the world. You know, a worldview. In fact, your worldview is yours. You know, nobody else can have the exact same worldview as you. And no amount of discussion can change your worldview without some sort of epiphany, some sort of like aha moment, you know. And I think what happens is that we're at the moment where we're consuming a lot of information, a lot of data, and turning it into information in our worldview. And some of us are passing it through. So basically we read something that sounds about right and passing it through. And this can lead to, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to go straight to factscheck.org or something like that, or Snopes. It used to be Snopes. You could go and find out, you know, was this thing that somebody put on the web, was it true or false? And Snopes would do a great job about it, right? But now everything has to be fact checked. Every sentence, every tweet from, you know, Master Tweeter, you know, the anyway, we won't go political, but you know, everything has to be fact checked these days. And not only that, but I watched the Apple, I'm a bit of an Apple fanboy, as you probably know. And I watched the Apple, that's a pear. For clickbait, we'll say Giuliani showed us a pear. Yeah, but I watched the Apple thing yesterday, and they said that they're not going to deliver earphones, and they're not going to deliver chargers in their new iPhone 12. Because you've probably got them hanging around the house, is what they said. And then they did this big thing where they said, and if we do that with the millions that we sell, we will be saving millions of tons of CO2, right? Okay. And then somebody came onto the social media and said, Apple is just making a big thing about saving the planet by not delivering earphones and a charger in their packaging and making their packaging smaller. But now you've got to go and buy two things with packaging. And they've got to come from somewhere else. So, you know, I was going, yeah, good on you, Apple. And then this guy's got another view. So it's not that he's wrong and Apple's right, or Apple's wrong and he's right. But it's a different way of looking at things. And I think if you just flip everything on its head, then you can get a different view of the world like that. So I think a lie... What would happen if you told the truth 100% of the time? You obviously couldn't live like that either, could you?
That's also extreme.
It's an extreme, yeah. I mean, I was very similar in you know, somebody who asked me something, I'd tell them the truth.
And that's like yin and yang. I mean,
it's a balance.
Yeah, balance is key again.
I think I missed a donation here.
Say again?
There's good lies too.
Yes, exactly.
If somebody gets a new haircut and say, how do I look? Wouldn't say ugly, would they?
Well, I would. No, well, I wouldn't say ugly. I would maybe say, well, I would try to be honest.
You know, if somebody that was, I would say, if somebody was really ugly and they said, do I look good? I would say you look fantastic.
Okay.
You just define the word fantastic, yeah? In my fantasy, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you look fantastic.
Yeah.
You look fantastic. And the thing is, ugliness is only skin deep.
Yeah, exactly.
So if beauty is only skin deep, then obviously ugliness is only skin deep.
That's
unless you got an ugly soul.
That's it.
Then you can have a beautiful outside and an ugly soul. I got to say thank you very much to John Barrow. And he's donated again, because I mean he's doing this quite often, and thank you very, very much, John. Everything is appreciated.
Thank you.
He says, hi all, truth is always the best. Love your channel, Tim. Thank you for sharing yours and Christina's life. And then somebody else donated as well, another guy called John Barrow. Only touched elbows with you at the chill bar, but feel I have known you for years. Thank you, Tim. You know, we only touched elbows. It's a shame, really. And next time you come over, we'll have to go back and watch the guys landing in the Coccolucci bar in La Caleta, or we could even go up to Casey's and see if we can grab the Macmaster and the Night Strider. So let's see what everybody's saying. I will put on. What am I going to put on? I'm gonna put me on solo so the girls can have a drink and relax. Okay. There's quite a few questions actually. There's a lot of people saying hello, hello, hello. And then how's Christina's tooth? Hope it's not causing much trouble.
It's better, thank you. No hurty anymore, no tooth hurty.
No tooth hurty. Okay, thank you for that. A bit nippy in Cheshire.
Ja, diese Freude gibt's auch.
Okay.
Der Woche über.
Looking forward to the banter today. Okay, this is pretty early now. So people are saying hi, 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 hi. Loud and clear. Glenn Young's okay. David O'Brien, 13 degrees in Ireland. 13 degrees. They're chit-chatting there in German in the background. Dull and rainy in Leicester. Okay, is that true? Have we done that one? Western Supermare, good evening from Louise. Carl's here, Willie. Looking good tonight, hi campers. I'm just skipping past the highs, but thank you very much, everybody. Paul Ramsey says, hi Tim family. Get your south a treadmill. I don't think we've done that one, the treadmill. I've got the world. Hi Tim family. Okay, we got that one as well. Just put a cottage pie in the oven, says Mark. What are you having today? Actually, we're having a Spanish omelette, so tortilla española, and I've got some tuna fish croquettes, and I've got 2 sticks of shashlik. Now, for those of you who don't know what shashlik is, it's sort of meat and vegetables on a stick, which is probably a kebab. Yeah, a kebab, but not the kebab like from the Turkish place. It's the old shish kebab. We used to call it when I was a kid, anyway. And I'm going to stick that with a little bit of garlic yogurt sauce in a wrap and cut it. So we're going to have one of those. Hey up, Bob. So many beautiful smiles, says Distraction UK. Thank you very much. And Raymundo says, all us Dowdies love the easy chat at 5:55, and that's no lie. Raymundo and Pat, thank you very, very much for everything you do for us. Question, what pleasure do people get from fake news? It depends. I think that if it's your job to change people's ideas or to influence people's decisions, then you probably get satisfaction from making your fake news believable.
Or money.
Or money. Yeah, well, yes, or money. Maybe you get paid for it.
Jobs.
So yeah, it's a job. Fake news is a job. Propaganda was always a job.
Yeah.
You know, they had the who was the head of propaganda in the Nazi regime? That was, what's his name, wasn't it? Goebbels. Goebbels. Only 33 thumbs up out of 140 people. We got 154 people online. If you give us a thumbs up, that would be great. Lee Shaw, good evening. Simon says, when is Giuliani uploading the next video? We are enjoying them.
Oh, thank
Simon
you, Simon.
Farrant. Nick Wilkins.
On Saturday, probably.
Let me just go here. When are you going?
On Saturday.
On
probably.
Saturday, probably.
Thank you, Simon.
Okay. Let's do. You're back in the frame now. We're split now.
Okay.
Is it me or is Christina younger in blue? Gordon Squire. You little devil, you. She looks a lot younger in blue. Don't worry, Tim. Nobody's perfect, apart from me, of course. Kevin Tong. Hi guys. Hope you're all well in Tenerife. Back in December, says Tom Hartman. Want to meet up? I have 250 subscribers now. Well done, Tom Hartman. Ian Miller, tree surgeon. Okay, we should be used fake news. COVID. Only okay. I'm back in December, says Tom Herdman again. Fly Robert. Euronews is good. Yeah, I remember that, Euronews. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be a different language, but it has to be a different culture, maybe. Because I watched some of the American news, and that is amazing. You know, when we lived in America, it used to be a dog bit a cat in Powhatan County, more at 11. And then we waited for the 11 o'clock news, and it wasn't on, was it?
Yeah.
They just lied about it. It's just to get you to watch.
It's great watching from different countries and nationalities. Right.
Barbara, can I put a toothbrush back in my throat? Oh dear. They're talking about they've had COVID tests where they're putting the swabs down the back of the throat and stuff. Ugh.
Yeah.
We're living in an age where we're swamped with information but starved for wisdom, says Firefly Robert. That is a good one.
Yeah.
Firefly Robert, you heard it
Yeah.
there first. John Patton says, been married for 41 years. Said the F word a lot now. I just put a bag of mid. Doug Montana, evening, had a wonderful sunset meal at El Caldera the other night. Oh, well done. Where's the El Caldera, do you know that? I don't know it. No. We don't know where it is, Dougie. Let us know where that is. Pam Domain, good evening you all. John Squire, Apple don't let you repair, they want you to replace with new. That's true, but we have a company now in the south that are Apple repairers, and we've got a company in the north called Banana Computer. So Banana in the north and BGR in the south that will repair with originals, so that's not too bad. Apple Steens are designed to crack, screens are designed to crack, unlike the 5, which was a brick. Wear gloves and shake hands. I hate the F word with a passion, says Sue Long. I just can't see the need to use it. I know many people do. My children know exactly how I feel. Sue, I apologise that I've said the F word in the past, and I promise I will say it less.
Thank you, Sue.
Support.
Well done,
I
John
hate it
Barrow.
too.
Hi to all of us. Tree surgeon Sue, another feeling. I hear the C word daily and absolutely agree it's disgusting. Yeah, we shouldn't really swear, should we?
No.
My mum used to say bathroom taps and toilet rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You can call it whatever you want. You
Yeah.
know? Maybe.
Firefly Robert says, I recommend the 5-2 fasting diet. We're doing that. Well, Christina's doing that. I'm starting to do it, maybe. Good evening from me and my fiancée Laura and a little boy Caleb, Adam Rose. Hi, Caleb.
Hi.
Good evening, Tim and friends. From Dave AHA, just hit the thumbs up. This message is held for review. Roger Channing, your message has been held for review because it says don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that little bell for notifications. What Google does, if you have put the word subscribe in a comment, it'll hold it for review. Nia Paixan, do you know about Vintasol in Los Cristianos? It's a rehab centre, Scandinavian. We pass that actually every time we go to the Sun King. It's right now by the Sun King. I don't know whether it's open at the moment, but I think it might be. Vintasol, yeah.
Yeah.
If you park in that car park at the back of the Sun King, Chucky's, Raymond 3 and when was the other one? McDonald's. They're in just at the end of the Golden Mile. Yep. Okay. Love watching the balcony banter, says Neil Davidson. Hi Tim. Have you not tried the Italian corner down past the Pearly Grey? Delish food from Claudia and Alessio. We don't actually go out that much for dinner, and actually the Italian corner has moved now, so it's no longer past the Pearly Grey and on the left down the thing there. It's right on the corner by the Albatross. So when you're coming down the hill towards the bottom, and there's that little park area in front of you, Pearly Grey's on the right. It's right there on the corner now, so it's a lot easier to get to now. So that's good. Evie Blue says, how does Christina cope with fasting days? I just don't feed her.
Really good. And I sleep great afterwards.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You sleep better if you haven't eaten?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's good for your immune system.
Dougie says El Caldero is in La Caleta.
Oh.
This is one of those venture restaurants, maybe.
Okay,
Could be, yeah.
could check that out.
Uh-huh. Hello, Dean Jean from Welshpool. Oh, Dan and Jean, sorry, from Welshpool. Gordon Squire, F is for food, the F word, exactly. If a customer asks me something I don't know, I tell them what they want to hear, otherwise you get, what do you mean you don't know? Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Not being able to say you don't know.
Huh.
Let me check. You don't say don't know, so let me just check, and then go in the back and just don't come out till they go. Tree Surgeon, thank you very, very much for your donation. He says, a small donation from my pension fund, lol. No donation is small. All donations are so big in the heart. Thank you very, very much. Roger Channing, whoops, sorry. No, don't worry, Roger. Thank you, Tim and Christina. I can see that Christina doesn't like it either. No, she hates it with a passion. Nina Balson would love to come and work there. What work have we got at the moment?
Not a lot.
Not a lot of work at the
I
moment.
think you gotta speak Spanish fluently,
Mm.
then it's easier.
YouTuber.
Can we come as a YouTuber, yeah? The only thing is,
Yeah.
you've got to have a wife with a pension as well to pay the rent. Well, let's come work there, says Nina. Mark Robert Murphy, use, the Irish F word.
Okay.
I can't say it because
No.
the Red Company cancelled my holidays for the 31st of January for my birthday on the 3rd of February. Looks like Ryanair for me. Craig Helsby. Yeah, Craig, I've been looking at that. TUI as well, from they cancelled everything. Ryanair and EasyJet seem to be flying, but Ryanair seems to be the most, what's the word, the most,
Inexpensive?
no, I was going to say reliable,
Ah,
that they do come, you know.
yeah.
But there we go. Is that a pint of vodka you're drinking? Says Kevin Tong. Adam Rolls, Caleb way back at the TV. Hey, Caleb. Night Strider, hi Tim. Night Strider in the house. Andrew, how's it going, my friend? And Mandy, Mand 0270 has sent a donation in there. And Roger Channing as well. Have a drink on me. Thank you very, very much, guys. It's totally appreciated, and sometimes I do feel guilty that you're doing it, but everything helps. And don't forget, we're on our way to get the new microphones so that everybody gets one. And I know you can hear us here, but the quality's going to be better if they've got a microphone each there. So we're going to do that near the end of the year. In fact, if you go to timothydowd.com /Mike, M-I-C, Mick, M-I-C, there's a place there where you can see what I'm thinking of getting, and also a place where you can contribute direct to the microphone by putting it in a PayPal pool, which I can't touch until I have enough money to buy the microphone. Now they've just brought a new one out, and I'm going to put that up on the website as well for you to look at, and I may even do sort of a wish, which one, and then you can all join in and we'll do a whole thing about what do you actually need. I'm sure some of you say everything's fine as it is and you don't need to spend all that money, and some of you say yeah, it's great, and basically it's me and technology by now, I suppose. Geek, yeah. And if I can get that great quality, I'm trying to get a stand for my iPad. I've sort of precariously balanced at the moment, and if Christina bangs the table or something it might fall over, but we'll do that. So thanks Mand and Roger for that. Gordon Squire, the Knight's in the house. Hi Andrew. Everybody's talking to Andrew now. Thanks for that info on the Italian corner. Hey, Francois McDuck, you're welcome. Hi all from Dublin. Great as always, Tim, Christina, Giuliani, looking beautiful, always smiling. If you lie, you need a good memory. Always better to be truthful or get a good memory. And Jeanette Bingham says, where does the rubbish go from the island? That's a good question.
Yeah.
That is where does the rubbish from the island go? I think they get on the plane and go back home.
Hey.
No.
Punto Limpio.
Punta Limpio, yeah, but where does he go from there?
From there.
Have we got? Is there a landfill on the island?
Yeah, there are some mountains,
Yeah,
some hills.
yeah. Where
Yeah,
they chuck
I mean,
the rubbish?
not all of them, but yeah, some of the hills.
Can't we just chuck it in the volcano? We should just chuck it in the volcano, shouldn't we?
Or ship it.
Or ship it. Where would we ship it to? I have no idea. That's a very good question, that.
Yeah.
Jeanette Bingham says, where does the rubbish go from the island? I shall find that out.
Yeah.
Watch this
that's a good
space.
one.
Watch this space. Good evening, Andrew, says Louise. Ryanair's the most reliable. That was the word I was looking for, Andrew. And EasyJet are now cancelling a few for Never. Really? EasyJet are cancelling now as well? Okay, so, I mean, I think Ryanair's cheap and reliable, and as I say, if you get here, I'm sure you can find a hotel or a place to stay, because we're only 25% booked at the moment. Tree Surgeon says, have a lovely evening, guys. Got to go depart to cook the wife's dinner. Take care, Bob. See you later. Unless you're already gone, then I probably will. Hi, Tim and the gang. What's the funniest piece of fake news you've ever heard? The funniest piece of fake news we've ever heard. Girls, have you got anything spontaneous while I think?
No.
No?
They're all funny, but
No, I can't think of one offhand. The funniest. The most damaging fake news?
it's Donald Trump.
That's probably true. I think the yeah, fake news is weird now because I can't think of one thing that's funny.
Yeah, funny is it's hard.
Yeah, I look at the fake news sometimes. It's not fake news; it's propaganda,
Yeah.
and none of it's funny really.
Yeah.
It's some of it might be
Entertaining.
and some of it might be, what's the word I'm looking for? Some of it might be so totally out there that, you know, like alien ate my breakfast or something like that. Yeah, those were the old ones. If somebody put in there the National Enquirer, sorry I can't find that. I saw that earlier on, but I can't find it again. But somebody said the National Enquirer was the magazine on the racks in America.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Well, funniest, yeah, that's a good question, that.
Yeah.
We
From the
think
Night Strider.
about it and tell you next time.
Sorry?
We think about it and tell you next time.
That's yeah. Okay. What's the funniest fake news you've ever heard? I can't think of one bit of funny fake news.
I wouldn't even say, the world is flat.
The world is flat. There you go. That's a good one.
No.
But actually, it is flat. It's the Discworld, because I'm a Terry Pratchett fan.
But there you go. I mean, what is fake and what is real, you know? What is
Perception,
fake?
yeah?
Exactly.
The
Here we
Doors
go.
of Perception.
Here we go
Christina's
again.
favourite band.
And you know, perception is everything. And only love is real.
Uh-huh. Bob Barrow says Ryanair and reliable in the same sentence. Now that's unusual. The most reliable. So basically all the other airlines are so unreliable now that it's made Ryanair the most reliable. Hi all, Tim, good news for travel to Tenerife. The British government have announced 7-day quarantine after returning to the UK as long as the test negative for COVID in a day 7. Hallelujah. Colin Hathaway. How do we know that's not fake news?
Exactly.
Exactly. We've got to check. So you've got to always put your source of information. Like I read on this website. Yeah, I know you can't put websites in the comments here. But yeah, okay. If it's true, I mean, I'm not saying it's not true, but when I'll check that, that's great news. That's only 7 days quarantine, as long as you test on day 7. Oh, that means you get home, you do 7 days quarantine, then test in the UK, and if you don't have it, then you don't have to quarantine anymore. Well, that sounds reasonable. That does sound reasonable. Enjoy watching, Tim. Interesting subject again, says Tina. Thank you very much. Man says, sent a donation. As I lived in Germany for many years and miss it, love the content. Well, thanks, man. Where did you live in Germany? That'd be interesting, because if you're Mandy, an old girlfriend of mine. Oh. Dave H.A., new mic will help, Tim. Hope you get them by Christmas. Well, they're actually, the microphones are from a company called Zoom, and there's a brand new microphone out. It's a microphone kit with a stand, a windshield, and the microphone itself, and earphones, in fact. So everybody gets a set of earphones to monitor themselves. Not that we put them on here, but we would if we were doing a podcast. And they've just brought out the Zoom P8. And I was going to get the H5, which is 2-channel with a capsule on top, which would do for 3 of us. But the Zoom P8 is the perfect machine for me now. I mean, it's got 6 microphones in it. I can plug a phone in. You can call, do dial-in. You can do Zoom. You can do Skype. I can. Oh, it's an amazing machine, and I'm hoping to get that one eventually. If everything goes well, and next April I get some money from the company, because I was 60, and I'll get a little bit of cash from the company coming April, as long as I don't have to pay too much tax. Otherwise, I've got to spread it out over years. I'll get that next April. But if we collect enough money, I'll be able to get it in November when it gets released in Spain. I've got to buy it through Thomann, Thomann. In fact, if you go to timothydow.com/Mike, M-I-C, then you'll see the link to my wish list there. I'll stick it in there as well. Well, after this, so it's not there right now. Enjoy watching, Tim. Interesting subject against Tina. We've done that one. Gordon Squire, thanks, Colin. That's great news. Yeah, thank you. Bob Barrows, another Tim toy. You know, what's life without a Tim toy? What's life without a Tim toy? I watch you whilst I row on my water rower. Lost 10 kilos since August. Only another 30 kilos to go. You're helping my wind power. Andy Hotchkiss, come on. One more. Give me one more. Colin Anthony, we all need a holiday, Gordon. Exactly. Andy Hopkins, good man, keep it up. Gordon Squire says the volcano is a giant incinerator. It is. And Jeanette Bingham shouts, "Hi Tim! Where does all the rubbish go from the island?" Didn't you just ask that one? Okay. David Butler, nothing fake about you 3. Thank you. Great blogs and great advice from Juliana.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. Must be Trumpism, says Bob Barrows. Raimundo says, Mount Incinerator for the rubbish. Yeah, I really have to. We might have an incinerator here, actually.
Let's check that out.
We'll check that out. EasyJet are amalgamating flights, so our Ryanair need, instead of running half-empty flights. Okay, so EasyJet. Melvin Laycock says EasyJet are amalgamating flights. That means they're cancelling one, but you can get on another. I think. Trump has COVID, says Sue Long. That might be fake news. You know, he was really ill, then he got back together, and now he's like the Messiah, raised from the dead. And I don't know. Fake news, the McMaster's going home. No comment. Bob Barrows, tell you fans, friends, PayPal is better for you. I've just sent you something. John Barrow, thank you very, very much. You know, it's too much, but thank you very, very much. Andrew Boyer, hi Tim and Christina, Juliana, hope you're well. The Night Strider, man never went to the moon. That is also funny fake news, yeah. But actually, I worked with them on the filming of that. I did. Yeah.
That's also fake news.
No. See, I worked with them filming on it because in 6 years' time, I'm going to invent a time machine and go back and work with them.
Oh.
Okay.
But then I told myself as a child. This bald fat guy came up to me when I was 6 and says, "I'm Tim from the future, and I'm going back and filming the." And I was watching it. I was watching the moon landing live.
One small step, beep, for man, and one giant beep, leap for mankind.
Oh, the test costs £100. What? That can't be right. I mean, we've got tests here that you can take, and I think they're €30.
Yeah.
30
In
euros.
Germany, similar.
Yeah, €30. So if they're charging you £100, then it's about time you took the testing away from the private individuals and gave it to the NHS. Fake news from the Strider. Went to the moon last week. Man, did you go to the moon? I saw it on the TV. Too True Collins, says Gordon Squire. Paul Ramsey, what's it like at Christmas, Tim? Well, actually, I don't celebrate Christmas because humbug. But there's no difference here. It's the weather's the same as every day.
Yeah.
Daily weather is always sunny and just a little bit cooler in the night. It doesn't feel like Christmas because there's no snow. Sometimes you do see the Christmas bunting up and some lights and stuff, but basically it's like any other day. In fact, Christmas Day here, people will actually go out, or British people will go out and have a typical Christmas dinner with turkey and all the trimmings, and I couldn't think of anything worse than, you know, having 25 degrees heat now in a Christmas dinner. You know, you've really got to have like, and the German Christmas is about the same. It's the mulled wine and the Christmas markets and
Exactly.
and the, you know, Mitschuss, you know, with a little bit of schnapps in it and stuff like that. So no, it doesn't feel like Christmas here.
Only
Yeah,
in the evenings it seems more Christmassy. If
Yeah.
you have your Christmas tree.
We don't have a Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll only have plastic Christmas trees.
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah, because
That's
otherwise
true.
the needles would fall off, wouldn't they?
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Christmas is what you make it. Christmas is in here, I suppose. You know, if you in Germany, when with Christina's family, Christmas is Christmas. You know, it's basically a religious ceremony. So it's not like gorging and presents and stuff. So that was a different type of Christmas there, and Christmas here is basically.
Yeah, big presents.
Yeah, but we bought ourselves the presents, didn't we? Oh no, we bought each other presents.
Yeah,
But it wasn't the presents wasn't the main thing of Christmas, was it?
for the children, yes.
Oh yeah, for the children, yeah. And don't forget, Father Christmas doesn't come in Bavaria, it's the Christ child that comes and flies. The Christkind, yeah?
Kid.
The Christ
Christ
child. Yeah. So Christkind. I don't know why, but it's a girl with blonde hair that flies around and decorates the tree on Christmas Eve and leaves the presents. Then the kids get the presents on Christmas Eve, and then we eat sour tipful sausages and drink ourselves stupid, and then we all sleep in the morning because the kids have had the presents the night before. That was great.
That's the good thing, yeah.
Okay, Christmas time. That was Paul. Colin, the 7 days quarantine came from a meeting with Abta. Okay, meeting with Abta. Christina's looking very well and healthy. That's because she's not eating.
Thank you.
Kevin Tong says, guys must... Oh, that was Denise. Kevin Tong says, guys must dash juice. Okay, I've got to go as well because we're 57 minutes and 28
Wow.
seconds. I said I wasn't going to go longer now. Hi, Tim again. COVID is starting to get worse over in England now, so do you think Tenerife will start stopping the British from coming over? I don't think Tenerife will stop people coming over. It's not in our blood. We need you. And what we're saying is 2 weeks before you come, don't put yourself in a risky situation. Don't bring it. You know, just have a little bit of common sense. And when you get here, we'll keep you safe until you go home.
And make up your own mind. Don't give in to fear. I mean,
Yeah,
it
don't
just-
give in to fear. Don't forget, only 10% of the people in Britain have been in contact with COVID. I mean, I saw that on the news where people were sort of saying, oh, COVID, but only 10% have actually come into contact with it. And of that 10%, so and so many people are infected and so many people have died. So if 100% of the people come into contact with it, then all your death rates and infection rates will be multiplied by 10. So just don't put yourself in a risky situation. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. If you go out and there's crowds, wear a mask to protect others. You know,
Common sense.
it's common sense. Yeah. Don't let it rule your life. Christmas markets in Germany are the best they are, actually. My cousin lives in Bavaria near Lake Schliersee. Where's Lake Schliersee?
It's more south.
More south than where we were. Okay. Don't like Christmas anymore. Now my 8 grandchildren are grown up, says Sue. Yeah, you're right. Man says Christmas markets are the best. Gentleman 4, hi Tim from sunny Swansea. Hi.
Hey.
Peter K, Christmas markets Manchester all cancelled. And Roger Channing says, see you next time. Thank you for the great Rob. And Roger Channing, on that note, we're going to say Shara because we're coming up to 59 minutes and 26 seconds. So we're going to hit the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a wonderful day. It's been beautiful. It's quietening down now. It's probably down to about 25 degrees on the balcony.
Yeah.
We're going to
Yeah.
eat. have a little. Well, the girls are going to have a glass of wine. I'm going to stick with the alcohol-free beer. And
I feel guilty though.
you feel guilty? I'll have a glass. I'll have a sip of wine with you then. Maybe I'll have a sip of wine. But anyway, so this is Tim.
And Christine.
And Juliane.
For Live with MS in Tenerife at Balcony Banter, signing off.
Bye.
Bye. I can't find the signing off thing. Bye. Oh, before I go, I've got to do this. I've got to say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that little bell for notifications for when I upload new videos or go live.
I gotta say
Living with
something.
MS in Tenerife. Follow us on Instagram at LWMST. Follow us on Facebook. Christine wants to say something?
Yeah, I want to tell you that it's Kermit the Frog's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Kermit.
He was starting on the 14th of October 1955.
Before I was
And that's
born.
not fake news.
That's not fake news.
That's not fake news.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're over the hour. See you.
Bye.